We have access 24/7 to the spirit within us, whatever you call it, God, the I am, the source, the oneness, the high self, the soul, the spirit, the 36 trillion cells that are breathing us and keeping us alive. Whatever you want to call it, my friends, there is some power larger than yourself. Access it. It's yours for taking.
Hello.
Hello. Leo, τι κάνεις?
Oh, wow. You're Greek.
Βέβαια, πάρα πολύ Ελληνίδα είμαι. Μιλάς ελληνικά?
Ναι, Έλληνας είμαι.
Το ξέρω. Αγάπη Stassinopoulos.
Amazing. So, where are you based in Greece?
No, I'm based in New York City. I've been living here for over 40 years. I was born and raised in Athens, Greece. And I'm a writer and a speaker. My sister is Ariana Huffington. You know Ariana?
Yes, of course.
That's my sister. This is her office, actually. In the background, can you see? It says Thrive.
Okay, yes.
I'm at her office in Soho. And I understand you are in Los Angeles.
I am indeed. I'm in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I'm coming to, we have a house in Los Angeles in Brentwood. So I come to LA, every few months, but we're going to be there for Christmas for a month, December 15th to the end of January. So maybe we'll all have a little ouzo together.
We can have some tiropites as well.
Exactly. Definitely. You come and visit us.
I would absolutely love to do that.
So anyways, I'm very excited to talk to you. You and my mother and ourselves are made out of the same cloth. You know, it's exactly what my mother believed. All your philosophy about humanity and life and going beyond yourself and being generous is exactly how I was raised. And I've written a lot about all my upbringing and my philosophy, and I'm going to share with you and our audience a little bit. But I was very excited because to me, you have cracked the secret of happiness.
I appreciate it. I wish I had cracked the secret of happiness, but I'm on my way.
Okay, well, let's say that you've sucked one of the secrets of happiness, okay? Maybe
yes.
There are a few more, and I'm going to tell you the other ones.
Okay, tell me, what are the other ones? Tell me some of the books you've written.
Okay, well, my recent book that I'm very proud of is called Speaking with Spirit, 52 Prayers to Guide, Inspire, and Uplift You. And this book, I'll read you just, this book just came out January 20th of this year. And I will, it's dedicated to the spirit that lives in all of us with a prayer that we will all remember our oneness. And I think that's what you believe and live by. My God, you live by it. It's not theory, the oneness of humanity. And my favorite quote, I have it right in the front, it's called, "And did you get what you wanted from this life? Even so, I did. And what did you want? To call myself beloved, to feel myself beloved on this earth."
That's very beautiful.
Raymond Carver. So this book, Leon, I'm very proud of. I get the most incredible emails from people that they keep it by their bedside. And it's really about the connection with our spirit on everyday life beyond denomination, nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with priests and synagogues and mosques, whatever you want to believe, it's up to you and the rituals. I say to people, we have access 24/7 to the spirit within us, whatever you call it, God, the I am, the source, the oneness, the high self, the soul, the spirit, the third eye, the universal intelligence, the 36 trillion cells that are breathing us and keeping us alive, whatever you want to call it, my friends, there is some power larger than yourself. Access it. It's yours for taking. If we do not access it, we live in the suffering of our humanity, of our conditioning, of our wants that we don't get, of our ambitions that we don't have, of our lack, scarcity, unworthiness, whatever we're plagued through being human, we live by that because we have not opened up the gates to embrace the divine meaning the larger part, your maker. And I learned about this from my mother, which I write about in my introduction of the book. I first of all talk about my first spiritual teacher was my mother. As a young girl in Athens, Greece, I remember seeing my mother sitting in our living room, drinking tea and eating her favorite biscuits in contemplation. It looked like she was doing nothing. But over time, I realized this was her time of spiritual communion. In quiet reflection, she seemed to be drawing upon something deep within herself. She was listening for guidance and direction as she orchestrated various aspects of my sisters and my lives. This was her form of prayer. My mother always trusted that help would come her way, and it did. She made miracles happen for me and my sister, taking us from Athens to London, finding us the best schools and teachers, and making a home for us in a foreign country. I began to realize that she was connected by an invisible lifeline to a greater source, and by following its guidance, she opened unimaginable doors for us.
Do you know, I love the fact that we're speaking, and I love the fact that we're speaking right now, because the truth is that, yes, I've traveled around the world seeking kindness. Yes, I've traveled around the world seeking love. But truly, I've traveled around the world seeking spirit, seeking divinity, seeking the truth. And to be able to have a conversation with someone that clearly is on the same journey is a truly beautiful and profound thing.
It was meant to be, because I have heard about you, and I have listened to your podcast and your TED Talk, and I've known you also. I don't know whether you had connected with Ariana, but you were in my orbit. And suddenly when I was asked to do this, I said, absolutely 100%, because I really felt that connection. And my life now, at this stage of my life, is 100% dedicated to help other people awakening to their spirit. So I don't go anywhere. All my podcasts that I start, I actually always start them with a prayer. And I'm doing it right now as we're speaking, to ask for the divine energy that lives in Leon and Agapi, the mighty heart, the Greek soul, which is amazing, the soul of Greece, the soul of the Greek heritage to be present. And we ask that spirit be alive and awakened and amplified. We take it in, and we ask that every person who is listening today, or who might listen to this vibration, they might awaken to their joy, their spirit, and come more present in that. Amen. Thank you. So, I will read you another quote, if I may. A people travel to wonder at the height of the mountains, at the huge waves of the seas, at the long source of the rivers, at the vast compass of the ocean, at the circular motion of the stars, and yet they pass by themselves without wandering. St. Augustine. So you see, what I believe, and I wrote this book during the pandemic, I have been on a spiritual path since I was 23 years old. I had a spiritual awakening, which I describe very, very clearly in the book. When I was going to Los Angeles as a young actress. Also, I should tell the listeners that agape means unconditional love. You know that, right? In
Indeed.
Greek.
Yes.
So I feel, Leon, that I was given my name to live that, and when I asked myself who I am, I said, my purpose in my life was to awaken to my heart, to my unconditional love. But it took me years, and that's why I have such passion sharing my journey, because for years I thought, well, I'm not a well-known actress. I don't get the parts. I didn't get the starring role in a movie. Well, I got the movie, but the movie fell through. And I embarked on a spiritual journey without really calling it a spiritual journey. But when you are 23 and you live in Hollywood, and my parents were in Athens and my mother was with Ariana in London, and I was meeting so many people, and I loved people and they loved me, but I felt like a ship, without sails, that I was drifting, and I said, what am I here to do, And I seeked some purpose, and I found yoga, and my mother, Leon, taught me yoga since I was 12 years old, taught me and my sister yoga and meditation. So the seeds, had been planted. And then I started to study yoga, and I embarked on this intense yoga journey. And what happens with yoga, my Kundalini was opened, and I started to read an incredible book called Autobiography of a Yogi. And
remind me to tell you a story about that.
Yes. And in that book, I read a passage that talked about how the yogis leave their bodies and go into the other, they leave their bodies and they travel. And then, they come back, and it's like, it's not a big deal. They leave their body, they come back to the body, they don't eat very much. We all think we are our bodies. We identify with our bodies. I identify with Agapi Stassinopoulos. You identify with Leon Logothetis. We identify with who we are. And then you have moments, if you're on the path of, oh my God, what if I'm not that? When I go to sleep, I'm not that. Everything dissolves. And it's scary. And that's why I think people don't seek the spirit, because in the spirit, it's amorphous. You don't have your iPhones with you, And that moment, I was awakened into my soul, and I fell on my knees the next morning, weeping and saying, I know, I belong. I'm a child of God. Whatever that came out of an outcry in my heart, I then prayed, and I met my spiritual teacher in Los Angeles, then John Roger. I studied with the spiritual movement, the movement of spiritual inner awareness, which is a path of soul transcendence. So I have a very specific focus and path. I went to the University of Santa Monica a few years later. I studied psychology, and out of my own searching how to bring my gifts into the world, I created a one-woman show called Conversations with the Goddesses, which was all my favorite monologues, from Shakespeare to Bernard Shaw to the Greeks, to Joan of Arc to Jocasta, you name it. And I put this incredible one-woman show, and I cast myself, and I said, I'll never forget it. I said to Mom, I said, all my life up until now, I've waited for the world to hire me to act. I'm hiring me, and I'm going to act 7 goddesses. And my mother said, good for you. And I said, the power of life is when you take the horse by the mane, my father used to call it, and you ride the horse. And I'm sending this message out to anybody who is listening, at whatever age, at whatever shape, at whatever financial situation you are or condition, wherever you live, family, no family, married, divorced, whatever you are, my friends, do not ever, ever wait for anyone to give you permission to do your life. Your life is yours right now, exactly as you are. And people write to me and they say, but I'm depressed. My husband left me. My children, I'm alone. Find it. Leon found it by spreading kindness and finding it all over the spirit in the world. You find it maybe in your next door neighbor. Find it. It's in you. It never left you. If it left you, you would be dead, because you're breathing, you're alive. And that's why, Leon, I wrote these prayers here. And I say, in this book, I've compiled prayers according to themes we all deal with. My wish for you is that this book will serve you as your guide to harnessing the power of prayer in your own life, offering you the words until you find your own. So this book is as every prayer you can imagine. If you open it at any page, you can say, for example, becoming you, the greatest accomplishment. And I tell stories of how I found me. And then I offer a prayer that came from my soul. That was, I call it a download. I was living in LA during the pandemic. I was very unhappy, being that I'm Greek. I am an extrovert. I'm a triple extrovert. I love people. I love talking to people. I love feasting with people. That is my God-given gift and joy. And so suddenly I couldn't see my friends. I couldn't go to dinner. I couldn't go to the supermarket. I was miserable. And I cried out to God, and God, I had this contract with Random House to write this book. And I said, write on, write, keep on writing. And I through my tears, I found my depth of my silence, my spirit, beyond my personality, my emotions, my thoughts, my mind. There was the spirit. It's undescribable, and there are no words. It's like the wind. But I always say, catch the spirit, catch it. It's...
As you speak, I understand and I feel everything you say. And I think that is because I have spent many years seeking that feeling, seeking that oneness, seeking that connection. So my question to you is, for those of us out there who haven't been seeking spirit and divinity, how do they get in touch with that presence that you and I, right here, right now, are connected to?
Yes. Well, Leon, you have to want it. Because if, for example, you are consumed about, let's say, building your business or making a living, and you don't give yourself the time or the mindset to even think about it for a minute. It's not about, meditating or doing your practice. And a lot of people have a practice, which is wonderful. But if people say, well, I can't really even think about it because I am surviving or I'm making a living or I need to build my business, then you go, good for you, just go do that. Because we can't force people to want it. We can't force people to say, but your life will be so much richer if you found the spirit, if you opened up your heart. See, the spirit, I said, I have a Greek girl who used to work for me. And she said to me about 6-7 months ago when the book was coming out, and I said she was having a hard time, finding her vocation, finding her creativity. She left being an executive assistant, and now she doesn't know what to do. And it's been going on and on. And I said to her, sweetheart, do you pray? And she said, Agapi, I don't know who to pray to. I'm not like you. I don't have faith like that. And I said to her, who do you love? Who do you love? And she said, well, I love my mother very much. I love my father. I said, find that love in your heart. That's where God is. That's where the Spirit is. The Spirit is not in the Himalayas while you're meditating for hours. The Spirit is right here. Open that love to yourself and ask that presence of love to guide you to find your expression and your happiness through your creativity. It's there. But we often, because, listen, Agape is Agape and Leon is Leon. I'm not going to go to 100 countries and spread kindness. That's not my thing. You found it for you. I do it my own way. I wrote these books. I wrote these prayers. And I say to those people who are dumbfounded by it, and they say, well, it's overwhelming to me to think about God. I have so much in my to-do list. I'm just not going to pressure anyone to want that you and I want. But there are millions of people. I mean, I get hundreds and hundreds of emails after my podcast, after people read the book, and they say, how can I find my purpose? And I say, well, take this book and open it at any page. Let's say, where did I open it right now? Let's say, putting the day to rest, for example. I'm going to read you this prayer because I love it. And I say, we all go to sleep. We all take our clothes off, our makeup off. I wear makeup, you don't. You take your hat off, I hope. We take our pills. I mean, I take homeopathic things to quieten my mind. My sister is religious. Don't ever take your iPhone by your bed. Put it on your side, and you put your pajamas or your T-shirt, or if you sleep naked, good for you. You put whatever, and you go to sleep. And okay, then what happens? Where do you go? And most people take all their worries and all their anxieties and all their, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I say that is the most sacred time. You're leaving your day. And you need to rest to wake up, as my mother used to say, with new solutions. So, okay, that is a sacred time. So you go to bed. All I want you to do is take your hand, put it in your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath and say, oh, thank you. Thank you. I am being breathed. Today, it was a good day. Thank you, Agapi. Thank you, divine presence, God's Spirit. Thank that part of you that is breathing you. And hopefully will wake you up in the morning. Because who knows, maybe you'll go to sleep and not wake up in the morning. It's a miracle. It is, don't take it for granted. Your precious life, and I'll read you afterwards from my other book, a poem about your precious life. So here's what I say. Dear beloved, and when I say beloved, I talk to beloved Agapi, to beloved Leon. Start to talk to yourself sweetly. The critical voice in us, thinking we're not good enough, we didn't do as well. The critical voice of our parents, of our schools, of our society is robbing us of our joy and our gratitude and our enoughness. So call yourself darling, beloved, sweetheart. I don't care what you call yourself, but be loving to yourself, my friends. Be loving. I was blessed. I had a mother and a father who loved me. But so many people were brought up in discord, in unhappiness. Do not take it in. Start to love yourself. Dear beloved, I allow myself to lie my body down, to take a deep, long, slow breath and exhale the day away. I did the best I could that was on my plate. There were no catastrophes, no earthquakes, nothing that shook the earth except what happened in my mind. So now I let my mind rest and unravel and discard what didn't go my way. And I give myself permission to soften my heart and take in the good. All is well. What's left undone will be done tomorrow. I declare it a good day. A day that emerged with all its ups and downs. for any parts of myself that feel the judgments, the longings, the frustrations, the fears, the worries about those I love, and all the indecisions of my life. I lay them down to rest. I offer them to the higher light in me, and I just rest. Whatever is stuck, hurt, or unfulfilled, let us be dissolved in the grace of the night. In my dreams, show me, guide me, and instruct me on everything I need solutions for, and help me open the channel to receptivity so that I may receive my wisdom, my soulfulness, my power to create the life I want for me and those I love. Show me in my dreams that I am not alone, that I am always guided. Let me put the day to rest and sleep in perfect harmony. So be it.
It's very beautiful, and it puts you into like a meditative state, a state of oneness, and a state of just being okay with everything.
Exactly.
And my question to you, really based on some experiences I have, is I know how to get into that state.
Yes.
And because of that, in some like weird way, it makes not being in that state, which is often not being in that state,
Yes.
even more painful.
Yes.
So how does one deal with having, let's say, touched divinity and then waking up and like being
what happened?
depressed?
Yes. Yeah, my God, it's not there anymore. My God, Leon, I deal with that all the time. I'm addicted to feeling good. And there are many times where I get scared. I get, I feel the judgments. I feel the dip of my energy. Suddenly I dip and I'm feeling low. And that's the time that I say, pray. Because what I mean by prayer is asking, going into reverence. Because what happens, Leon, is this thing. On the right hand, we have our humanity, which is, our addictive judgmental patterns, our worries, our critical thoughts. We don't even know how we have so many thoughts that are negative. They say we have about 70,000 thoughts a day, and 50,000 of them are negative. And it's like it's unconscious. You know what I mean? It's like it's the unconscious. So you go to sleep and maybe you have a horrible dream, or you have a dream of, have you ever had these dreams that you are lost, or you can't find your luggage, or you can't find your keys, or you can't find your friends, or you're wandering about, and you wake up and you go, oh my God, where's my coffee? Wake me up. And you're not all together, and you go, right foot, left foot, right? I mean, you start to put yourself together, and so your right hand, you have your humanity and your human condition, your limitations. On the left hand, you have your presence, you have your divine power, you have your connection. You're connected because you're breathing. You have your connection to your soul, to your spirit, because you're connected. It's invisible, but you're connected. So if we are smart, and if we are really owning the gift we've been given by the power invested in us as being human, we will then open up to the prayer. And prayer means, hello, God, whatever you call it. Here I am as Agapi with all my limitations and my unconsciousness. And here you are. I don't really know you right now. I don't really feel you. But please, I'm taking a moment. I'm bowing down. I'm taking a deep breath and another breath. I release the unknowing. I release the feelings of being stuck, the feelings of feeling low, or feeling, oh, it's all the same. Nothing is happening. I need new. I need enthusiasm. I release it. I release it, renew me, renew me. You find the words and you ask for what it is. You can write them down. That is the humanness merging with the divine, first thing in the morning. Then you come into that prayer. And if you're really sincere, trust me, the light will start shifting you. And then what I say, you offer your day. You offer your day to the higher consciousness. And you say, make my day remarkable. Make my day amazing. Today I was going to the gym and I get in a car and the guy says to me, Agapi, it's Dimitri. I'm in an Uber. The guy's Greek. And he says to me, I'm so happy to see you. 3 months ago, I drove you again. We're speaking Greek. And he's playing Greek music for me. How fantastic is that, right? And I get to the gym. I'm on time. I have a fantastic class. I get a cab, a yellow cab. The guy is Egyptian Greek. And he says, Agapi, I love Greek people. I mean, you're such good energy, because people feel my energy. And he's playing Greek music. And I said, I only have $50 as a bill. And I said, you want a credit card? He says, no, the trip is on me. You're such a lovely woman. God bless you. How does that happen? That is what, Leon, you call the kindness. Every day, when you offer your day, and you don't go back into, the day, how the day was before. I have a prayer here that says, renew your enthusiasm each day. And you go, don't let yesterday pile up to today. Yesterday's gone. There is a Fleetwood Mac song that says, yesterday's gone, today's new, something like that. Fleetwood Mac. So I find that every day I have to renew my agapiness, my connection. Every day. You brush your teeth every day. Every day you have to renew your connection. It is not just given. We are in this planet Earth that is gravity. There are 100 things that pull you down. Your thoughts, your emotions, the planet is gravity. And that's why we have to work doubly, triply. We have to work very much to actually, and I say to people, what lifts you? Music, loving, hugging. Don't let a day go by where you feel unhappy. Nail it. Why am I unhappy? What do you need more? I mean, so many people are plagued by money, not enough money. And I saw that with my mother, and she had to work to build her abundance. Money is energy. Let me just say that. So that's a whole other podcast that we can do one day. But coming into your generosity, coming into your unconditionality, how do I do that, Agapi? People say to me, how do I get out of my depression, of my darkness, of my loneliness? I mean, you gave them the key and you said, go share kindness, go unconditionally share kindness. I say, write a letter to yourself, write a letter and let your high self speak to you. For goodness sake, you're not sent to this earth like and find it on your own. I have a great affirmation. I keep it by my bedside. I keep it on my office wall. God is your partner. That I have a story here of how I discovered how God is my partner. God is my partner. I had an epiphany where I bonded with that part. Rumi said there are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. You can take your water, and before you drink it, you can bless it and say, this water is going to hydrate my cells. God bless this water. As I drink it, may it renew me. That's a prayer. Yasu. And get dancing. When you dance, you're off your head. The reason why we get unhappy and down is we're in our heads. And the greatest challenge we have as human beings is to get off our heads, get off our comfort zone, get off our fears. My mother used to say, You are bigger than your fear. Chapter 28. I think it's chapter 28. No, 25. You're bigger than your fear. Chapter 28, reframing failure to your advantage. Chapter 29, in the eye of the hurricane, finding the calm in crisis. So it's a working planet, you know. And if you work on yourself, if you work on allowing and the willingness to ask, it's magical.
I would say that what you've been talking about really is making a commitment.
Yes.
Like you kept on saying about how it's like a daily practice, really.
Yes.
And you have to keep trying every day to get that connection, because it will go away.
Yes.
And I think on a personal level, I am deeply committed to this path. I mean, I've been doing it for over 2.5 decades, but sometimes on a daily basis, I am not committed to doing the simple things that you've shared.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'll tell you a simple thing to do. Put your hands like that. Take Leon in. Talk to your little boy, because you have one, and I have a little girl. And talk to your high self, because you have one. Connect the dots, connect the high self, your heart, your basic self. Get in your heart and just say, I love myself. I am so grateful for who I am. Thank you. There's no one like me. There's no Leon. There's no other Leon out there. Thank you, Leon. Thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for this moment. Thank you. Let the energy come in. Feel the light coming in. That's all. Feel it embracing you. See yourself smiling inside. See your soul smiling back to you. And take the good and say, today, I just receive. I receive of my goodness. And I just love myself. I just love myself. I just love myself a lot. And from this moment on, let my rest of my day be just juicy and wonderful and good. Thank you. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me more goodness. And you smile inside and you smile outside and you exhale. And when we smile, we give a signal to the nervous system, to the brain, saying all is well, all is really amazingly well. And the rest I leave to God. I look for my goodness, and the rest I leave to God. It's not mine. I often hear this message, not my monkey, not my circus.
Wow, that was beautiful.
But every day, this is your assignment from Agapi. I want you to love Leon.
I will definitely do that.
And I want to take a picture of little Leon when you were 8 or 9, a little boy. I don't know, where were you when you were 8 or 9?
I was in London.
Okay, were you loved?
Yeah.
Did you feel loved?
Sometimes.
Did you feel like if you had to work to get approval from your dad and mom? I don't know your background. How were your parents?
Sometimes.
But were they English, your parents?
No, they're Greek.
Oh, but born in London, right?
Well, my father was actually born in Athens and my mother was born in Wales, but from Greek parents.
Really? That's amazing. Amazing. So was there joy in your house, or was there a lot of angst?
Bit of both.
A bit of both? But it was a good household.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you brothers, sisters?
Yes, 3 brothers.
Oh, wow. Were you the youngest?
I actually, there were 4 brothers. I was the middle one for about 11 years.
And then what happened? Oh.
Then we had another one.
Oh.
Well, my mother had another one. So that became 4.
That's a lot of kids.
A lot of boys.
Oh, my God. What did your father do?
He was in shipping.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Well, take a picture of yourself. Anyways, when you were young. I have one on my desk when I was actually, mine is when I was 22. I just love that girl. Love that Leon. Take a picture of yourself when you're in your 20s or 30s. I mean, honor your path. Love yourself a lot, and then let yourself be loved by others. And I mean, life can be so easy that if we get more hugs.
That's what I'm known for, giving hugs. I don't know if you've seen the show. Have you seen the show?
Yes.
I just give hugs. Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug?
Yes, Leon. Oh my God, that's so sweet. I know. And you give money too.
Yes, we well, not money, but we give gifts to people.
Yeah, gifts. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you keep doing that now, or are you doing?
Yeah, we're working on a few other things. I just actually wrote a book about bravery, which is coming out in April. Kind of, the courage to be brave, I guess, or the bravery to be courageous.
Yes. Are you going to Greece this summer?
No, probably not. We'll see.
And now, you have a family of your own?
I have a dog.
A dog, okay.
He's called Archie.
That's so sweet. Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, and many friends.
Friends, yeah, sure, of course. And yeah, I'm actually going to be in Hollywood, in LA when you're here. We should definitely meet up.
I would love that. I'll give you, when we finish our call, I'll give you my cell. So, and give me your email because I don't have it. I'll give it to you once we stop recording. And you should definitely call me, and we'll do a walk. We can go have dinner one night.
Perfect.
I mean, I would totally love to. It's just, you feel like a family to me, inner family,
And I think it's because we are working on the same plane of energy.
Exactly. It is the same plane, and it's accessible to everybody. But, I think for me, my commitment is, make God your partner, and, and just keep on. I mean, I wrote these prayers because I have these little prayers. You would love them. It's called Quick God Fix to Hear the Voice of Your Wisdom. Me, God, what do you want? What do you want? Me, God, what do you have to say to me? God, shut up and let me love you. Me, thank you.
Wow. That's the end. Literally, that's it.
That's the end.
Do you want to say that once more? Can you say that once more for us?
Quick God Fix to hear the voice of your wisdom. Me, God, what do you have to say to me? God, shut up and let me love you. Me, thank you.
Literally, that's it. End.
So anyway,
Finito la musica.
I want everybody to get this book, keep it by your bedside. It's a jewel. It's poured with so much wisdom. The book before that is called Wake Up to the Joy of You. See, they're like brother and sister. 52 meditations for a calmer and happier life. These are my loves, my boy and girl, These are my children. I don't have children of my own. These are my kids. I'm sharing them with all of you. Send me an email called agapi@unbindingtheheart.com, and I'll send you some of my guided meditations from this book that are amazing. You can find me on Agapi Sees on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and Facebook. And my website is wakeuptothejoyofyou.com. And I have speeches and podcasts. I'm going to put our podcast up with Leon. And send me an email, agapi@unbindingtheheart.com. And please write your prayers, open your heart, take the divine in. It's available to you. Don't rob yourself. Judgments is the worst thing we can do to ourselves because they rob us of the gift to shift. If you're sad, if you're anxious, fine, name it so you can tame it. Name it. Don't say I'm fine. In Greece, we never say I'm fine. You say, how are you? You say, I'm sad today. I'm off. I'm depressed. I'm unhappy. I woke up in the wrong side of the bed. I'm mad at my husband. My kids were yelling at me. I yelled back. I feel terrible. Yada, yada, yada. And you say, basta, end. That happened a minute ago. It's new. Forgive it. Don't judge it. Because then you go, yeah, but right now I'm right here. I'm shaking my shoulders. Wiggle your hips, and make fun of yourself. We take ourselves too seriously, Leon.
We do indeed. What a beautiful conversation on a level way beyond words.
Exactly. Yasu. Opa. Opa. Thank you so much. Leon. God bless you. Remember, hug Leon for me until I hug you in person.
I will do it every day for the next 30 days. You have my word.
Thank you. And God bless you for all you're doing. Honestly, I was so thrilled to be in conversation with you. You are a gem in this world. You really are. And I want you to take that in.
Thank you so much. I will.
God bless you.
Hello everyone, it's Leon here, aka the Kindness Guy. If you like my videos, which I hope you do, don't forget to press the subscribe button and also to ring the little bell so that the notifications notify you that I have a new video out in the world.